$100 a night.
We're saving $100 a night in New York City.
But we even got the kids their own room.
Priceline now has the guaranteed best prices at top-of-the-line hotels. Save up to 40% off other leading online sites.
I paid $55 less than at Hotels.com.
$60 less than Expedia.
I told them the price.
The exact neighborhood and even how many stars. And they found it. Now we'll stay at a hotel instead of being lost.
Top of the line, guaranteed best price. Priceline Hotels.
Now, from Evening Edition, here's your local on the 8s.
You're watching the Weather Channel. Live by it. Live, you're watching the Weather Channel, Evening Edition.
Well, it's a winter storm that's gripping several states in the southeast, and the Winter Express is bringing plenty of cold temperatures in tow.
Let it snow and snow and snow. Plenty of snow fell in Tennessee Thursday. In Nashville, we were surprised to see at least 5 inches of snowfall in their city in just a matter of hours. With the snow moving out, many are now preparing for some very frigid air to roll on in. Hello and welcome to the Weather Channel Evening Edition West Coast. I'm Ray Stajic.
And I'm Sharon Resulton. Thanks so much for joining us. I'll tell you something. We saw some big wet snowflakes in the northwest, or I should say into North Georgia. Let me show you some scenes here out of Adairsville. And this happened late afternoon on Thursday. Adairsville, Georgia, about 90-minute drive northwest of Atlanta. The snow did not stick to the roads. Friday's temperatures for the area only were in the 30s and just above the freezing mark in many parts, so that meant the snow may have stuck to some of the grassy surfaces, but not many other spots. Well, let's talk a little bit more about some of the amounts here as we look at the history of this storm. And as we've alluded to, and as Ray mentioned, we saw some significant snow in parts of Tennessee. Nashville picking up about 7 inches, actually, downtown, the official reading. And Quincy, Illinois, about 5 inches. Knoxville, Tennessee, picking up 4 inches. Richmond, 4 inches. And Greensboro, North Carolina, picking up a couple of inches. So a lot of snow to talk about here, and some of that even flirting with portions of the south. Now the low pressure system at the coast, so it's still got an opportunity to wrap some moisture on in. There's plenty of cold air up through the mid-Atlantic, and we are still finding pockets of some heavy or some moderate snow. And actually around Norfolk you've had some heavy snow. Now it's a moderate rain snow mix with temperatures around 33, 34 degrees. And we'll take you on up towards, say, Ocean City, Maryland, and up towards Salisbury, where you too have seen some moderate snowfall. I can tell you the worst is over for Raleigh. Your advisories have been dropped. You saw some freezing rain for a time, so the good news is things looking a little bit better here. And the rain continues around New Bern, and out toward the Outer Banks region. Temperatures, as you can see, 36 into Atlanta, 43 heading into Columbia, and they will continue to fall. It's already down to 25 in Nashville and 23 heading into Louisville. So again, we're going to see temperatures continue to fall for the overnight. A cold Friday anticipated and a very cold Saturday expected as well in this region. Windy, 37, your forecast high in Atlanta, 34 heading into Memphis. Now we'll take it northward. And you can see where the snow is flying. Eastern Virginia, around the Norfolk area, some rain snow, as I mentioned. Around Maryland, we're finding some snow, moderate to heavy at times. Looks like it should be winding down for you, heading into Washington, D.C. And this is the latest here as you look east of Washington, D.C. Still seeing some light snow. Richmond still dealing with it. And now you can almost draw a line east of I-95, and that's where the bulk of the action is, although there is still some snow into portions of West Virginia. And there are still some winter storm warnings and some advisories out there. So you still need to take caution in your travels tonight. Again, around D.C. and Baltimore, looks like it's winding down for you. And as we take you up toward New York City, maybe a quick inch or so here into the Big Apple, Hartford, maybe a light dusting of some snowfall. And heading into upstate New York, guess what? This wasn't snow from this particular system. This was snow from the lake effect. Wow, up to 30 inches of it. Hey, the officials have lifted the snow emergency here in Oswego County in New York. Snow's moved on out, but schools did remain closed for Thursday. Some parts of the county saw up to 30 inches of snow. Plows were out all night and into the morning trying to make sure residents could get back on the roadways. So that's what happens when you have a lot of lake effect snow. But this is some of the system snow, and we're not seeing so much to talk about here. Amounts we think will be very much on the light side, but lake effect snow kicking back in across this region, and temperatures cold enough to support some of that snow, much of that snow, sticking to the ground. That's a look at what's going on in the east. Let's go west now with Ray.
All right, and residents in eastern Kansas spent much of Thursday digging out of nasty winter snowfall. Some areas around Leavenworth received about 7 inches. Schools closed Thursday due to the weather, and the snow also wreaked havoc on the roads and be blamed for two deaths of motorists in several traffic accidents on Friday. Look for mostly sunny skies with high temperatures in the middle 20s. So we did have some pretty nasty weather across parts of the Midwest, especially when we were talking about temperatures. We had some bitter cold readings over the past couple of days, and as we take a look at our current temperatures, more of the same. -5, the nation's icebox in International Falls. Yes, it is a cold one here as we head on through the late night hours. 2 above 0, Sioux Falls, Lincoln at 10 degrees, Des Moines 10 above, and you factor in the wind and you get that sensation known as wind chills. 20 below, 16 below 0. Chicago at 2 above the wind chill. So it is a very cold night. Bundle up as you head on out. And who's responsible? Well, high pressure, double-barreled high pressure in control. And that high pressure cell will continue to dominate the weather, continue to bring the cold temperatures right out of Canada and some lake effect snows. Our lake effect snow showers through the UP of Michigan, also down near Muskegon and Kalamazoo. Not really looking for too much in the way of significant snow, but a cold afternoon across most of the area on Friday. Minneapolis 20 degrees, in Chicago 21. Most of our snowfall totals 3 to 6 inches painted in white through the UP of Michigan and down east lower Michigan. But other than that, most areas will stay fairly dry from the Plain States right on up through Fargo, North Dakota as we head on through Friday morning and even through Friday evening. Just some lake effect snow showers around. Not expecting any big accumulations for the drive home or for the Friday night out. So just take caution and a little bit of extra time on the roadways. In the west, we've got some patchy fog in parts of California. That could slow you down through the midnight hour, and high pressure in control. This is an area desperately in need of rainfall, but as we look at our satellite and radar picture, plenty of clear sky around. There's our patchy fog, though, showing up rather nicely on the infrared satellite picture. Limited rainfall and very chilly numbers, especially in the interior. We've got 20s and 30s out across some of the higher elevations. 26 right now at Spokane, Boise 34, Reno 36 degrees, but down near Phoenix it's 62 and a pleasant 63. Staying dry, unfortunately, in San Diego. More high pressure, that means more dry weather in the western U.S. as we continue to head on through Friday morning. Friday evening, more the same. We've got high pressure in control and some mild temperatures as we head through Friday afternoon, with most areas actually pretty pleasant. A balmy 81. That's well above average for your daytime high temperature. So we've got mild readings to the south and even some cooler readings to the north with 52 degrees in Seattle. Taking to the forecast now, and we will see high pressure once again ushering in that colder air and a pretty gusty northwesterly wind Places like Atlanta and Birmingham expecting a very cold Friday. Cold front swinging through the northeast in New England. That means Washington, D.C., New York City, Philadelphia, Boston, and even Providence. Heads up, it's cold. It's a reinforcing shot of cold air, so it should get colder as this front will help push low pressure out to sea and only produce limited snow accumulations in the east through Friday morning. By midday, that front pushing through Albany and even Hartford. Plenty of high pressure sinking as far south as maybe Lubbock, Texas, and even around Dallas and San Antonio. It's going to be a chilly morning through the midday hours as that high settles in. More high pressure in the west. This ridge continuing to be the dominant weather feature, and it looks like we'll continue to see high pressure in control through Friday evening. So quiet weather, pretty pleasant for the night out. No road problems in Chicago or maybe around Kansas City and St. Louis. They've got the snow cleaned up, but we've got plenty of cold temperatures. Single digits above and below zero to the north, 20s and 30s toward the south, and plenty of cold temperatures to the north as we look ahead toward Friday afternoon.